Listen up, bowlers. Are you looking to gain the mental edge over your competition? Do you ever need that extra burst of all-natural energy during league play? MindFrame is the first all-natural supplement packed with vitamins and all-natural ingredients to keep bowlers at the top of their game. Supports muscle recovery and joint support for the day after that long tournament. You cannot continue to neglect your most important tool, your body, if you want to win. Experience the striking power of MindFrame. Visit s3direct.com. That's s3direct.com. Above180.com, taking your bowling game to the next level. Tim Berg and Joey Serrar are ready to hit the lanes, approaching the issues that you, the bowler, want to know. From the latest equipment reviews and coaching to drilling layouts. Now, from Washington, D.C. and the Bowlers Pro Shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, here are your hosts, Tim Berg and Joey Serrar.
Joining us today is 34-time PBA Tour title champion Norm Duke. Norm has 7 majors, including 2 U.S. Opens, one of them coming a few weeks ago in New Jersey. Norm also has a new DVD out that is called Learn to Bowl Competitively, Bowling Lessons from a Legend. Norm, Tim Berg, and Joey Serrar, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Tim. Hello, Joey.
Welcome, Norm.
Okay, Norm, let's begin with this DVD because I was mentioning to Joey yesterday, I went into my pro shop to have them do some work on my equipment, and they were playing your DVD, and there was literally a crowd around the TV, and it just seemed to really enthrall people, and it really drew people in. What is the one thing when you came out with this DVD that you were hoping it would do?
Well, Tim, I filmed a DVD in Canada about 6 or 7 years ago with Bill Hall. And when I got the product back here to Florida, it was so bad, in my opinion, that I just scrapped it. And we lost a fortune because we filmed everything so far up north. But that was the main thing I said to the guys is, look, I don't want anything cheesy. I want a full production. And I want to put my heart and soul into this. It's the first one. I think I have a lot to offer the people. I think that they're interested in it. And I just want to do them justice. So we took our time. We filmed it in a controlled setting. Actually, we were filming overnight. We start about 1 o'clock in the morning and film throughout the night just so we would not have signs in the background and a really cheesy production. And we're real proud of this. And we're getting great reviews. Sales are doing good. And, for the most part, Tim, I'm proud of it. And that was the biggest thing. I knew if I could be proud of it, then others would enjoy it.
Yeah, and Norm, I viewed your DVD a few weeks ago after ordering some from my pro shop, and I probably viewed over 20 DVDs in my lifetime, and I think it's one of the best done DVDs in that it's approachable, it's easily understandable, and you relate to the bowler. It's almost like you're in the room with that bowler.
Well, that's a good thing, and it's very hard to do things like that, to attach yourself to the audience. We try to do that, Joey, but, not often does it come across that way. But, there's a lot of information on there. It's really easy to navigate. And if you're having certain problems with parts of your game, you can go directly to that area of the DVD with ease. You don't have to sit there and fast forward till you get to a certain spot. We're proud of that you can navigate your way through this thing and work on specific things at specific times.
Yeah, I know, Norm, when I was at the pro shop watching it, and I have yet to see the DVD except for bits and pieces, the one thing that I really liked is like Joey was saying, and like you're saying, this really gets in and goes into the nuts and bolts of bowling, and you can go and the part I was watching was that you were talking about finish position, and I think that is such a key that the bowler really kind of forgets or is lost in the bowling industry.
Well, I couldn't agree more. You watch even on the pro level, a lot of the bowlers falling off the shots. I mean, I do it. An errant shot, I'm going to fall off a little bit. But, it's a training process to train yourself to finish. And then when you start your approach, your goal is really not to strike. That should be the ball's goal. Your goal should be to stick the landing and to get the fundamentals correct. If you're not finishing properly and you don't have balance of the line, your fundamentals are certainly going to suffer.
Norm, one of the things we try to do on our website and goal of these podcasts is for the bowler, we're looking to help people get to that above 180, hence the name, above180.com. What is one thing that you see that bowlers really need to focus on to get to that next level when it comes to bowling and their bowling game?
Well, a lot has been said and is actually proven with the bowling ball. The bowling ball can get you to 180 by itself nowadays, it seems like, but only on conditions that the bowling ball works very well. What we're trying to do with this DV is give you the fundamentals and the confidence that you can throw any bowling ball down there, that you can make all of your spares, not just some of them. We try to stress the importance of spending some time in your practice regimen on spares. People just don't realize that, that the harder the lane condition, the more emphasis, the more times you're going to shoot spares. And I'd say to get to a 180 above, you spend a little time on making the 7 and the 10 pin only, maybe about 15 minutes a practice session, and that'll get you there quicker than anything. And believe it or not, it seems so trivial, Joey, but it's that important. It's like a pro golfer. You see them on the putting green a lot more hours than you see them in practice range. In fact, they take their putters in their hotel rooms, and they stay at the resorts where they can just go out there on the putting green in the early evening. That's where they spend all their time because they know that's their scoring clubs. Scoring club is that spare ball.
Right, and you don't use a spare ball in particular, do you, Norm? You tend to use just a straighter, flatter release you've developed?
Right. When you can throw a bowling ball with a straight, a straight shot or a backup ball, there's no reason to get a spare ball. So I've eliminated that ball and chain from my repertoire. I've never had a spare ball. And I look at so many of the pros that carry one. I'm not a diss advocate. I just think that, the spare ball has to fit into your first shot. You have to carry it everywhere you go. And the spare ball still hooks a little. And it hooks a little bit. I don't care that you're throwing a straighter shot. If it hooks a little bit, chop is in play. And chop will kill you in the game of bowling over time. So I've learned to fade a ball at a 6'10". I've learned to hook it a little bit at a 4'7", to take chop out of play. And those little things, especially in the tougher tournaments like the U.S. Opens and the national championships, that's where taking chop out of play gets you to the final.
Speaking of the U.S. Open, was it 2 years ago you needed to make the 2.458?
Yeah, the bucket. That was 2008, and that was not an easy. That was not. I'm glad I spent all that time at that spare game, Joey.
And you threw a straight ball at that, if I remember correctly. You didn't really try and curve it into the 2.5.
No, absolutely. That lane pattern is so difficult as it is. It's hard enough to hit the pocket, much less to try to knock a spare down. So I take the lane out of play, go straight at it, and try to hit all 4 of those with the ball. And it worked out. It worked out just like I practice it. I can tell you that if you gave me 7 or 8 shots at that bucket, how many I would miss, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 because of the setting. But I tell you what, that's one of the best shots of my life, making that bucket to win the U.S. Open and the Grand Slam, the Triple Crown. I'll never forget it.
And it's funny you say that. I still remember that shot as well, and obviously it wasn't my title yet. I still remember the look on your face and the tension that was in the air before you had to shoot that. And the look on your face when you left it, first of all, was priceless. And then you had to kind of compose yourself and figure out, okay, how do I make this?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, why I had to make the 2.458 to win? It's because I left it. And right after, feeling as if you just choked, now you got to come up with one of the shots of your life to make that bucket. That was the hard thing. If I'd have just thrown a great shot the shot prior, I'd have probably been more confident. But that pressure is getting to me, and I remember that day. It was those last 4 frames. It was hard to walk.